My sister-in-law passed away 12 years ago, and my brother passed away 4 years ago. They had a daughter who is now a young teen. After my brother passed away, my sister-in-law's brother and I tried to adopt my niece. However, as my niece did not have much of a relationship with her mother's family, I was obviously the better option and ended up adopting her. Recently, my niece has developed a very annoying habit. Whenever we have a disagreement, she says she would rather go live with her other uncle. I know she does not mean it because, for one, she barely knows her other uncle. Secondly, I have a high-paying job and am able to provide things that most people are not able to provide. Therefore, she is too spoiled to live with anyone else. About a week ago, this happened again. She told me she wanted to go live with her other uncle. This time, I told her to go pack a bag. She went to her room, and an hour later I went to her room and asked her if she was ready. She said she did not mean what she said, and did not really want to go. I told her that she should go anyway. She would stay for a week, and then she could tell me if she wanted to stay there or come back home. She insisted that she already knew where she wanted to stay, but I told her to get in the car and drove her there. After a week, I called her and asked her if she wanted to come home, and she said yes. However, she will not talk to me. My family heard what happened, and now everyone is mad at me and thinks I am an idiot. I had a similar upbringing. I was adopted by relatives who would pull this. I don't have to keep you crap anytime I was a normal, bratty adolescent. So now I have abandonment issues. You're the idiot. The fact that you so easily passed her off to the next person broke her trust. You need to apologize and earn that back. Yes, this is sure to cause some abandonment issues down the line, and it is not surprising that she stopped talking to me. This kid has been through a nightmare on top of the normal emotions of adolescence. She lost her parents at a young age and is now living with an uncle who showed her that his love is conditional. I realized I spoke in anger. She has been through a living nightmare, so you can expect her to lash out every now and again. You forced her to stay a week with people she did not have much of a relationship with, and seem surprised that she is mad. You should not have made her go there. Apologize for that and stop spoiling her. You created this problem with her because you spoiled her instead of parenting her. I strongly disagree. You are not the idiot. She's going to run into trouble as an adult. Your niece needs to learn to handle not getting her way or disagreements in a healthy manner. She cannot always mess around because she will find out the hard way, which she did when you called her bluff and actually made her stay with her other uncle. Yeah, I do not think she is spoiled. She's just hurting. That's a heck of a loss. And she doesn't feel secure even now, poor kid. Buying her some nice jeans or a laptop didn't spoil her. To be fair, he wasn't saying that he didn't have to keep her. She was saying she didn't have to stay. A week was a reasonable amount of time. He told her she could confirm that she wanted to come home. It was a way to take that attitude away from her. The teenage years are tough. Hopefully, OP will consider some shared therapy to help move forward. Update, I wanted to let you know how things are going. We decided to have a conversation about it. I asked her how it was there and how she was treated, and she told me that while her uncle was nice, her aunt made her feel unwelcome. She didn't feel good about being there. She doesn't want to live with them, and thinks I was wrong for sending her, even after she apologized. I apologized and told her that even if she wanted to live with them, I would still bring her back home because I love her too much and couldn't live without her. So, she was stuck with me. She has some conditions for forgiving me. For example, she continues to torture me by forcing me to binge-watch Riverdale with her. And she wants a daddy-daughter day. I'm guessing I won't like any of her plans based on the evil grin on her face, but I'll do whatever makes her happy. There were a lot of not the idiot votes. While I'm thankful I don't agree with them, I was definitely being an idiot. She was just being a typical teenager. I, a 25-year-old male, met this girl 24 on a dating app a few weeks ago, and we've been on a lot of dates that went well. This weekend, she invited me over to her apartment for the first time to watch a movie. I got thirsty, so when she used the restroom, I went into the kitchen to get myself some water. I wasn't sure where she kept the cups, so I looked through the cabinets for them. She came out when I was still searching for them, and got really upset with me for supposedly invading her privacy and going through her things. I told her that it wasn't a big deal since I just wanted to get some water, but she insisted that I should have asked her where the cups were if I couldn't find them after a while, instead of taking it upon myself to go through her entire kitchen, which isn't true. I just opened some drawers and cabinets. In my opinion, she was being unnecessarily defensive and territorial, especially towards someone she was seeing. I wouldn't have a problem with someone getting water for themselves in my kitchen, and I told her as much. She insisted that our boundaries were not the same as mine, and I told her that was illogical since dating someone should involve letting your boundaries down. She cut the date short and said she needed time to think. I texted her later that night, apologizing for making her angry, but she still hasn't messaged me back. Most of my friends think she's being unreasonable, but my sister seems to agree with her. So, was it really that big of a deal that I tried to get water for myself from the kitchen and looked through the kitchen for cups? You are the idiot. Just getting a glass of water is a totally innocent activity, but how you went about it was weird and invasive. As you said, you don't know her kitchen layout. You'd been sitting together watching a movie, and she left for what, 2 minutes? Less? It would have made so much more sense to ask her before she left or wait until she got back, than to choose the tiny amount of time she was gone to go out of your way and rifle through her kitchen. Speaking of which, opening cabinets made sense, but who keeps glasses in drawers? Then you justified yourself by saying if she wants to date, she needs to get over having boundaries. You missed every single off-ramp and just kept going full steam ahead into creepy behavior, didn't you? I understand why she needs some time to think about this. I wouldn't expect to be invited back anytime soon, or ever actually. And don't forget the non-apology too. I texted her later that night that I was sorry that she got angry with me for trying to get water. You apologized for her reaction to the thing you did wrong. That's not an apology. That's a red flag. Dude, don't lie. You got caught snooping through her house. So now you're trying to justify your behavior here. If you truly were just trying to get a glass of water, you should have waited and asked her. But given how defensive you got, this clearly isn't what happened. Ignoring whether you were looking for a glass or not, you just told her you only respect boundaries you personally have and agree with. The proper response would be, I'm sorry. I didn't think because I personally don't feel that way. But I respect that you do and apologize. Why would she want to continue developing a relationship with someone who just told her they would weigh every boundary and only respect it if they decide it's logical or would personally bother them? You continue to prove her right by apologizing for wanting water rather than the actual issue. My son is autistic and hates collared shirts. He says they rub his skin and hurt. I never buy him collared shirts, but his school uniform is collared, and sometimes other people buy him some, so I just take them to the tailor. My mother-in-law bought him several nice shirts for Christmas, and I just picked them up from my tailor. My son wore one to lunch with my wife's family yesterday. My mother-in-law was furious that I altered the shirts because they were very expensive. My wife asked me to apologize to her mother, but I don't think I should. It's silly for him to have shirts he'll never wear. This way, he'll actually get to use them. My wife said it hurt her mother's feelings, and we could have just bought him new shirts instead of altering the ones she purchased. What is the point of a shirt just sitting in a closet unworn? Is it rude to alter a gift? Not the idiot. Your son has sensory issues, and respecting how he feels is way more important than catering to people who are easily offended over nothing. She shouldn't have bought shirts with a collar in the first place, right? I'm sure it's been explained to the mother-in-law that he hates shirts with collars. If she still buys them that way, and then gets upset that they have been altered so the child can actually wear them, then she is the one in the wrong. The wife should be standing up for her son, not worrying about hurting her mother's feelings. A gift should be given without the expectation that the recipient will use it to make the giver feel good about themselves. Also, why would anyone buy expensive shirts for a child? I know grandmothers. Once my mother-in-law bought me a dry clean only outfit for my baby. Why would anyone in their right mind buy a dry clean only outfit for a baby? I feel for you. I've learned through experience that some grandparents will ignore what you say because they think you're making things up and catering too much to your child. OP, they want to force the kid to wear the shirt and discipline them if they don't act normal. For context, my son Elijah is 23 and lives at home, partially due to a physical disability. He's currently taking online classes to earn a business degree. He's been with his current and first-time girlfriend, Tanya, for 2 years. Tanya also attends a local brick-and-mortar college. As I understood a few months ago, Tanya gave my son a brand new Xbox Series X, which was a bit odd to me. As Tanya's birthday approached, I gave Eli $200 to put towards a decent gift for her, since she randomly gave him something expensive. Fast forward a few weeks, and Tanya abruptly stopped coming over. They are adults, so neither my wife nor I pressed them as to why. Eventually, Tanya called my wife to explain that Eli was refusing to return her Xbox. She was a bit confused, and Tanya said they didn't break up, but had a fight before she asked for the Xbox back. She also claimed it was never a gift. We spoke to Eli, and he assured us it absolutely was a gift, as it was even wrapped. I felt they needed to figure things out on their own. Last weekend, Tanya came over and approached me in our garage. Unfortunately, my son and wife were not home at the time. She explained everything, then handed me her phone to read their text history. To summarize, one of Tanya's 3 roommates stole from her. 2 days later, the Xbox she had purchased was delivered, fearing it would be stolen. The Xbox was stolen, and she asked my son to hold on to it for safekeeping until she found a new place to live. As a direct quote, I haven't even opened it yet. It's frustrating to live with a thief. When I come over, let's set it up so at least you can use it. He acknowledged everything she had said. Aside from the entire Xbox ordeal, the more I read, the angrier I became. The things my son said to her, speaking to her in such an extremely condescending manner, mortified me. This was not the son I raised. I took her into his room and packed up the Xbox. I was shocked to learn about this side of my son I never knew existed. I asked questions and learned that the fight started after he forgot her birthday. Days later, she was very hurt and confronted him. In return, he tossed her a wrinkled shirt with a $10 price tag. She did so much for his birthday, helped his mom decorate, and threw him a party. They arrived home a few hours after she left. He just stepped over the threshold, and I went off on him. It's not like I can discipline him anymore, but I wanted him to feel shame and guilt for his appalling behavior. He kept saying that I didn't understand. She was only telling her side. When I informed him that the Xbox was gone, he threw a tantrum like a 5-year-old. He called me names and said I had no business getting involved in his personal relationship. His mother agreed with him and asked what happened to them figuring things out independently. Legally, she could have involved the law. 3 days later, he put a key lock on his door. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. It would be different if he lived in his own apartment. But he's under your roof. You have every right to not want a stolen Xbox in your house. You returned it to the legal owner. You did nothing wrong. Also, if he took your $200 and bought her a $10 shirt, then he's clearly capable of making up a story about it being a birthday gift. She didn't just tell her side, she showed you the text. I'm concerned about the lock on his door. He stole from her and lied to you easily. Then you gave him money to buy her a present, which it seems he didn't. So he stole from you. What other stolen items are in his room? I believe in privacy, but this is an adult who is comfortable with lying and theft. You don't want stolen items in your home. I would be surprised if this was his first theft. Many kids try stealing something or maybe a few things, realize it's wrong, grow up, and become trustworthy people. But this is an adult. I agree. Why is the shirt so wrinkled? Did he steal it from the store? Just speculation, but that seems like an odd detail. And if my child put a lock on their door, I would be concerned. They put a lock on their bedroom door in my house without my permission. They would lose the entire door. OP, your wife is enabling his behavior, which is something you two should communicate about. I, a 27-year-old female, have been living with my 26-year-old boyfriend for 2 years now. We have been together for 9 years. In our household, I am responsible for all cooking-related tasks. I come up with the recipes, do the grocery shopping, and cook. My boyfriend eats whatever I make and cleans up afterwards. I have been fine with this arrangement until now because I enjoy cooking, and my job, which allows me to work from home, is not very demanding. On the other hand, my boyfriend works 2 healthcare jobs and has an hour-long commute each way. Due to the nature of his work, his schedule is not the typical 9 to 5. He often works on weekends and sometimes has random weekdays off while I am working. Lately, he has been extremely lazy on his days off. He used to clean the dishes immediately after we ate, but now he lets them sit for hours or even overnight while he spends time on his phone or watches TV. He has also been slacking in other areas. I cannot remember the last time he cleaned our shower, which is one of his responsibilities. However, I understand that things are still hectic for healthcare workers, so I am trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But today, I reach my breaking point. We have a pile of dishes in the sink, and he has been sitting on the couch all day, doing nothing. After lunch, I asked him when he planned on doing the dishes, and he snapped at me, saying he needed a rest day. I am extremely frustrated with this, so I only made dinner for myself. I did not give him any warning, I simply did not make a portion for him. As I sat down to eat, he came into the room. "Are you messing with me? Where is my dinner? I did not make anything for you tonight. You have not been holding up your end of the household chores, and I am tired of doing all the cooking while you spend the day on the couch, while the house is a mess. We have some sandwich ingredients, or you can get takeout." My boyfriend was furious. He yelled at me and stormed off to get something to eat. He has been gone for about an hour and has not returned yet. I feel bad now because we did not discuss things before I cut him off, but I am tired of doing all the cooking while he does not do his part. Am I the one at fault here? Did he warn you about not doing the dishes? No. Did you yell at him and storm out when the dishes were not done? It seems very one-sided to me. In all fairness, while I do not think you are at fault, there are significant communication issues between the two of you. After 9 years together, there should be better communication. In order to achieve smoother collaboration, it is important to address the combative nature of the situation. The speaker expresses immense frustration, but instead of having a conversation to understand the root of the problem and communicate the frustration, she immediately resorts to ultimatums, such as "if you don't clean, I won't cook for you." This raises doubts about the speaker's claim of being open to discussing their work situation. It is important for everyone involved to have a mature and direct conversation. Perhaps the person in question is experiencing burnout and may need additional support until they can sort themselves out. The healthcare industry is currently facing challenges, and burnout is a real issue. It is worth noting that the person in question has 2 healthcare jobs, which can be overwhelming. This does not excuse them from household duties, but a conversation is the best place to start instead of passive-aggressively withholding dinner.